Hello everyone, this is LW Gaming and welcome back for another video of Sword Convallaria. Today we're going to be taking a look at what has been added for this week. So first things first, let's take a look at what do we have in the events. So we got a new event called Stellar Echoes. This is a crossing roads or whatever that is like, or yeah, apparently that's what it was. Let me take a look what this is. Okay, it is a new event, I believe. Yep, it's a new event where you can take on certain trials here. Like the level of training. Yeah. So, yeah, anyways, this is like a kind of like the Crossing Roads events, but this is more like a more challenging ones as an event. And when you complete those, you will get yourself some nice rewards. Let's see what else we're looking after. I think that's about it. The Spiral of Destiny's going on as well. I believe this. I wait. Actually, this was last week, wasn't it? Yeah, maybe it was. All right. Yeah, and that's about it on the events. And now let's take out the shop and see what we got here. Anyways, we got a we got like a new monthly limit here. This is what you get here, I believe. I think that's new. And there's a new weekly limit as well for more of those powders. If you need some missing resources, that's what it's meant for. And finally, let's take a look at what we got in the banners. Okay, so looks like the banners we have this time around, like there's a new. I think this is Destined banner. This one features Garcia and Leonide. So let's take a look at what these characters are. So I don't have Garcia, but I do have Leonide earlier. So let's take a look at Garcia first and see what she does. So anyways, her class is the Seeker. Man, I kind of wish I have her, but it's fine. At least I have Learn Well on the Seeker's compartment. So anyways, let's take a look at what she looks like initially, and then the 5-star. This is what she looks like initially. Looks pretty intimidating, not gonna lie. And this is what she looks like as a 5 stars. Pretty nice. Anyways, let's see what her skills are. So actually no, not the skills. Let's take out the traits first. Executioner. At the start of the turn, Garcia gains 1 stack of rotational acceleration, up to 9 stacks. When reaching 3 stacks, increase crit by 30%. When reaching 6 stacks, increase crit damage by 30%. When having 9 stacks, ignores the target's block and 40% of defense. At the start of the battle, she gains 2 stacks of rotational acceleration. Oh my goodness, that is pretty nasty. Yeah, so with Garcia, rotational acceleration increases the attack and defense by 4% per stack. So you can imagine she could be really, really dangerous. And then the block ignore is also huge for her. So like if you're fighting against defender, if you have no other choice, she will actually go past that block, and then those defenders with shields aren't gonna prevent the damage. So yeah, she's like she's like going to destroy you with no mercy. Like what in the world? I mean that's what makes her great about it. And she also had the basic attack of like called painful cutting. It's a basic attack, single target attack. Garcia deals 33% physical damage 3 times. When used against an injured target, crit is increased by 25%. Yikes. That is pretty strong, but very good for Garcia. Execution time is a physical damage, single target attack. Garcia deals 120% damage. She gains 1 stack of rotational acceleration when defeating the target. If she has 6 stacks of rotational acceleration before attacking, her damage is increased by 45%. Oof, talk about like stacking here. Like when she reaches 6 stacks, she's gonna be crazy. Like with more damage. Oh my goodness. Hidden Executioner is a passive skill. If there's no ally within a 1 tile radius of the target before attacking, inflicts isolate and dodge nullify on the target. The effects last for 2 turns and can be activated up to 1 time per round, which is fair. So let's see what these two are. So isolation is a debuff that makes the character become immune to allies' aura effects. Ooh, yeah, that's actually pretty huge. And then the dodge nullify is the one, of course, prevents them from dodging, which could be huge for some targets, like for some targets that you're gonna be fighting against, especially the ones that can constantly do dodges. Yeah, with this you don't need to worry about them dodging because you'll always make your you always make your hits here. We got Splitting Blade as another one, which is an instant skill. Garcia selects one enemy within a cross-shaped range around her and drags them to her side, dealing 70% damage and recover 2 NRG when defeating any target. Oh my, this sounds pretty nasty. It's kind of like a grapple plus a bit of a damage on there, and also you can move again after that. Like when we move again is that you can move and attack. Oh my goodness, Garcia, you are nuts. And then we also have the support skill, which is an instant skill, of course. Taste of Blood. Garcia dispels 3 debuffs on herself, then recovers 30% HP, and gains potential burst, lasting for 1 turn. So let's see what potential burst is. Increase attack by 20%, defense by 40%, grants attribute debuff immunity. Ooh, that's actually pretty good. Yeah, so far, what I think about Garcia, she's pretty nice to have on your team. But if you don't have the seeker, a reliable one in the legendary category, I would say Garcia isn't so bad to pick up. But I don't think I need her. But I mean, I kind of wish I do, but I don't. Anyways, her fashion, she's part of Papal State as well as Fortitude. Alright, moving on. Let's talk about the Leonide, which is the other character on the same Destined banner. Anyways, Leonide is one of those characters I have previously, and as far as I used him in the past, he is actually pretty good in his own right, of course. And this is what he looks like in the initial appearance, and this is what he looks like in the level in the 5-star and max level, of course. And his trait, fearless charge. Before an attack or charge, each the tile Leonite traversed, his damage increased by 8%, and he ignores 10% defense of the target. After he actively attacks with with skills other than an instant skill, the effect ends and he gains charge damage reduction. And what this does is that it decreases damage taken by 30% for 2 turns. If Leonite moved and charged no less than 5 tiles, he ignores block and dodge for the target of the target. I mean, trait enters cooldown for 1 turn. So this trait is actually pretty nasty. Of course, like this one, like if Leonide move and charge no less than 5 tiles, as long as he moves within those range like 4 tiles or less, he will be able to like ignore block and dodge. Ooh, pretty nasty. And initially, at first, Leonide is more like a niche unit, but no, he's actually pretty strong with this. And he has a reaction skill called the Guardian's Oath. And what this does, it takes melee damage for all other allies within 2 blocks around the character, and performs preempt for dealing 70% damage. And there's a cooldown of 3 turns, so he won't be able to activate this all the time. So you're gonna have to be careful. And the word preempt, that means that he's going to attack first before the enemy attacks, which is pretty nasty. Like, think of it in language of term, like when you attacked, you get to hit first, something like that. I think Renier kind of had that as well in Languisher, so yeah, it's kind of interesting. Leonide has this kind of mechanic in his kit, but wow, pretty nice. He has a skill called All Out Pike Thrust. This is a 3 NRG cost and it's a 2-turn cooldown. Leonide charges one enemy within a cross-shaped range around him, dealing 60% damage before attacking. Before attacking, add 30% of the HP to attack, not exceeding 200% of physical attack. Knocks the target back by 2 tiles. When causing collusion, inflicts stun on the target for 1 turn. So what happened here is that like when it causes a collusion, that means that if the target bump into another character or a wall, they're gonna get stunned, which is pretty nuts, absolutely nuts. And then charge stance. This is one of those skills that I don't think I hardly use for myself, but this is an interesting one. So it's an instant skill, dealing increase Leonide's movement by 2 tiles, but restricts movement to only a straight line. Increase attack by 15% after moving. After attacking, Leonide can move again and inherit the remaining movement. Afterwards, the skill switches to Assault Discharge. Okay, so yeah, so apparently charge stance is kind of like a thing where you'll change you'll change your movement type, but however, doing so will make him be able to move in straight lines. So kind of like a Takuroto's the movement manipulation, but minus the part of like where you did it yourself, something like that. So this one, it's quite alright. It's a good boost, but the thing is, you're not gonna be able to move freely as you normally would. So when you use this skill, make sure you use it wisely. And there's also Radiant Guard. It's a passive skill. At the start of the battle, increase HP by 15%. The character is immune to negative effects of injured. Before attacking, if the character is max HP, if the character's max HP is greater than the target's current HP, knocks the target back by 1 tile. Oh my, that's actually pretty good. So yeah. So yeah, this one works well on both normal attacking and skill with attacking with a skill. So yeah, I could see some use with this one. And finally, we got Glowing Pike Thrust. So this is a 1 cost NRG, but it has a longer cooldown. It's a 6-turn cooldown, by the way. Leonide charges at one enemy within a cross-shaped range around him, dealing 100% damage. Before attacking, deals 2 debuffs from Leonide, then recovers HP equal to 100% attack. Adds 35% of his HP to the attack, but not exceeding 200% of physical attack. So yeah, as you can see, this could be really nasty if used right. But of course, you only get like a. This one gives you like an opportunity where you can do full potential with this because you have a long cooldown for this skill after use. So be sure to think wisely whether you want to use it or not. And that's about it for that one. And now let's take out the factions. He's part of a Propel State, as well as this Discipline. Pretty nice. And unfortunately, I won't be polling here this time because I don't have enough resources for 10 poll. That will be later. So anyways, hope you'll find this video helpful or informative. I'll see you all next time.